I'm in your chair.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know. I just thought, let's change it up.
Yeah, mate. Great. Well done.
You're not offended?
No, I'm not offended.
Okay.
I'd like to know, is there a reason why?
No.
Is there a secret motive?
No, there's not actually. There's not. I did mention earlier in the morning that I've got a prank that I want to play on you. Is that why? Are you worried about that?
No, I'm not. I didn't.
Is that why you said
didn't
it?
cross my mind, but now I'm even more
No,
self-conscious
I promise
about
you,
it. Yeah.
there's no reason.
No.
I sat here while I was waiting for something, and I thought, oh,
Might change it up.
why not?
Yeah. Feels really weird on this side of the aisle, but here we are.
Yeah, how are you?
Well, welcome back, everybody, to dos&d Uncut for
Yeah.
another huge round. We'd normally do the round of applause, but half our team, they're all in the building.
They're
but
all working.
None of them are bloody here. So one's in the corner over there editing. Bryce is here. Thank you, Bryce. And one of them, I can see the toilet's locked, and I think he's
Doing number twos.
in the smallest room of the house on the throne. But at least the main event is here.
All I
which
can
is-
smell is Glenn
Yeah,
120 though.
Yeah, I think he's done a serious number. And what we just witnessed at the local Coles was outstanding, Dos, wasn't it?
Oh, well, I went and got myself a nice little coconut water, and as I was patrolling the aisles, I mean, we've talked about it a lot, but there's so much just petty crime going on.
Oh,
at the moment.
it's out of control.
Not petty crime, bad crime.
Yeah, and you've just voted in another government to do nothing about it.
No, I haven't. Actually,
joking,
no,
I'm
I've
joking.
got something to. I'm very, very angry at the government.
Oh,
actually.
really?
Yeah,
Go
you
on,
know
let's have
why?
a politically
Because I waited in line for 3 hours to do my vote.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous. I can't believe I waited that
Yeah,
long.
never
And I'm
vote
not
on
a
the
political person.
No.
I just did my
Always
part.
early vote.
Did my part. Yeah, I know you. But you don't. You don't typically have to wait in line for hours.
No.
But we were so far down the line that it was too late to pull out.
Yeah.
So we were an hour and a half in. I'm like, well, fuck. I'm not going somewhere else now. Well, I just got a lovely little letter in the mail last night, didn't I? Yesterday.
Oh, what? Saying
I got a
did-
fine saying I didn't vote.
You're kidding.
No.
I got one of those for my local council.
Yeah.
So, but you voted, didn't you?
Yes.
So you're going to have to appeal it.
Yes.
And they ask you for proof and all that.
Well, what annoyed me
Well,
is...
what proof do you have?
Well, she crossed it. What shitted me is I'm worried that the old chook that was working on the thing didn't cross my name off right.
Ah. Well, have you changed electorates?
Yes.
Seeing as you've moved to a different
Changed electrics.
What
is it?
Speaking of electrics, we've got Rexel coming on later
Yeah.
on. But
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
electorate was the word you're looking for.
Electorate.
Electorate, yeah. Well done.
Yeah. My new address was where I am.
Well, we
So-
love a rant to start dos&d
Sorry.
Uncut. But
Sorry.
actually, the reason that we were saying that was we were just having a quick lunch break amongst some fantastic interviews you guys would have already heard. And there was a bit of a kerfuffle going on.
A commotion.
A commotion where there was a woman pretty obviously just stealing out of the supermarket. And the security guard, I don't know if it's in his rights to do this, but...
Well, he was very upset.
He was very upset, and I saw him do a DOS-style high kick. His leg was very flexible, got above his head. He tried to high kick this woman's food out of her hands as she was trying to steal. But anyway, there was a lot of commotion going on, and unfortunately...
What voice did you use when you walked back in the room?
I was just mimicking what she said.
Yeah.
In her accent, which is fine to do. I wasn't having a go at her. I was just trying to give you guys perspective. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The main thing is this city is riddled with crime, and I'm sick of it. That's enough crime talk. What else is happening, Dos? Let's light it. The serious talk's over. Let's lighten it up.
I went away for the weekend.
How was that?
Went to Marysville, which was nice.
Yep.
A nice little family getaway. So last weekend. And I'm not one who tends to like going away. Like I like staying. I'm a homebody. I like being around home on the weekend and just having slow morning, a bit of FIFA, go out for a coffee, a bit of brekkie. But it was nice to actually go away. So we went out on a Friday night. But one thing I think I've realised is I need... I don't know if it's with age, but I'm oversensitive now to sound.
You're impatient.
Well, I don't know if that's... I'm hypersensitive.
You're hypersensitive, and when you're put in a situation, you get a bit narky.
Yes.
I saw that in the Mexican restaurant we were just in.
Did you?
Getting a little touchy-feely, or not touchy-feely, just a bit edgy when he said, gee, the music's loud in here. I didn't think it was
Really?
overly aggressive. But you did say that again the other day, last week when we were also having, working at a cafe, and it was loud in there, I must say, but I think you're getting old.
I know.
Yeah, and I mean,
is this a normal thing?
You're in your grandpa tracksuit today.
Yeah, and our previous guest definitely let me know about it. He said, great to see you dressed up for
Go
the
on,
interview.
name him. Name him, Bob.
Tom Boyd.
Yeah, he wasn't too happy. But the trip away was good.
It was good. Nice to spend some time with the family and just quality time. Tell you one thing.
Yep.
You cannot beat a fire, a proper fire place, sitting around it and just listening to it and watching it.
I agree. I'm actually looking to, I don't know when I can do this, but I'd love just a couple of nights away. I love winter. I love going away in the winter with a nice fireplace.
Well, you like the romantic kind of getaway, don't you?
I don't know if it's romantic. I like
when
cold air.
No, but
fire,
I'm probably more saying the
crackling.
last time you went away was probably more for a romantic getaway, wasn't it?
I wouldn't say romantic. I'd just say a winter getaway.
Okay. Do you reckon you'd go on a solo little
Did
getaway?
I have sex on those? Is that what you're asking?
Well, I know you did.
Well, no, you don't. You weren't there. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Anyway, that's
Make
not
love. Make love.
No.
No, I was going to say, can you see yourself, like you're single,
Yeah.
can you see yourself just going away for a weekend?
myself?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lighting
well,
a fire on your
I
own.
might bring my dog.
Bring the Kindle out, which I got you, which you haven't used.
I'll have a Kindle with kindling. By the fireplace. I'll bring my dog and it'll be beautiful. That'll be romantic, and I will kiss him.
There
on
was
the lip.
danger.
He's good. I'll kiss him on the lips at that.
Actually,
fireplace.
that was one thing I did.
Yeah. Go on.
Last time, I give you shit about kissing danger on the lips. Garni, she messaged me saying, you're a total liar, because that's what I do too, apparently.
So you kiss your dog on the lips?
but I get in his face.
Yeah. Oh, well,
Kiss the side of his face.
that's what they do. Well, speaking of open fires, we went away. We didn't go away. We went to, not far from your house, actually, a nice little pub during the week, last week.
Had some trivia.
Yeah, we did a podcast with Connor Rogers.
Great Connor Rogers. The podcast is called
Rog. And former guest of this show too. Very funny man, very good guy. And so we did the podcast and we did some
a proper gentleman.
Really good bloke. Really good bloke.
Just a
Very,
great
very
fella.
funny. It's quick-witted as you can imagine.
I know.
And we sat ourselves near a nice little fireplace, realised we're no good at trivia, and we're certainly no good at paper airplanes.
Before that,
Yeah, this is embarrassing. I know it's
we got invited on his podcast, and he does it at the top of a pub, which I love. And he hosts trivia for this company and goes to different pubs. He's very good at it, actually. Quite a good gig too. And we finished the podcast. We come downstairs. As we're coming down the stairs, it was people are starting to file in and look around and get some and getting a table and whatnot, and starting to order some dinner.
We decided we're going to have dinner. And nearly every table I saw had reserved on it.
Everyone probably knows by now that D is very socially awkward. He just goes into this weird, I don't know, paradox when he's around other people in a social setting. And he walked downstairs. It's like he loses all ability to function normally. Like he's happy to, like right now we'd be walking down the street and I can introduce him to someone and he all of a sudden he's forgotten how to talk properly.
Yeah, that's weird.
And
it's really weird.
We come down the stairs, and this guy comes out of this door, which we didn't realise was the toilet. I think D thought it was like behind. It must have been in the kitchen or something.
Yeah, I thought it was a staff
amenities.
Amenities.
Yeah, and D just
it was a fucking toilet.
Just this guy just walked out, and D just grabs him and goes,
"Oh,
hey mate, any tables available?" And then he goes, "Oh, you're dos&d, aren't you?
Oh,
you got the podcast." And then we're like, okay, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I've listened to this one and that one. And then he goes, yeah, I don't actually work here, mate.
Oh.
It was just, it was just.
Jared's loving it. No, the problem was, to set the scene, he's taken one step out of the toilet and I've grabbed him. I don't know why. And I've just said any tables available. And the second it came to my mouth, I'm like, I know he doesn't work here. And then to make matters worse, he actually recognised us. So thank you, that gentleman. He was very polite about it.
He was.
But
he liked he hadn't listened to Dr. Stephen yet.
No, but he was excited to.
He was.
He was very complimentary about some of the other pods. And mate, but you guys would have also seen, speaking of Dr. Stephen, it's a great segue. You went to the Everlab. Obviously, we teased this. Dr. Stephen, if you haven't listened to that episode, it's probably a few weeks ago now, but he obviously came on the show to talk about longevity and health. But you went into the Everlab clinic.
Did the comprehensive diagnostics program.
Including a full physical, which was my favourite part of it.
Yeah, you enjoyed that.
You loved the Russian choir music as you're going under the
DEXA scan.
The DEXA scan, yeah.
And you were having a lovely little flirt with the.
I was not.
The attendee. That is a lie. Sorry, that's a lie. But he was asking. He was very.
I wasn't socially awkward then, was I?
He was interested in where she's from, and Canada or not? What part of Canada?
Oh well, because I've been to Canada.
You're making conversation. Yeah.
Oh, what else?
I actually didn't know you'd been to Canada. I found that out that day.
well, can I just preface by saying the rules were Dos wasn't allowed to talk; he had to stay still, right?
But then I found out later that I could talk.
Yeah, so it was going to be 7 minutes. It was a 7-minute scan. I wasn't prepared to sit there in silence right next.
So to put it in perspective, I lay down on this bed, and it's got this. It's not like an MRI machine. It's not like that intense, but it's almost like this lever that's over the top. It comes over the top of you. and the bed kind of moves back and forth, and so does this lever, and it scans. It's the most thorough scan you can do to get your body fat, your bone density, and more specifically like your bone structure and stuff. See if you've not frail or anything like that.
Well, I didn't tell you this, but from where I was sitting,
Muscle mass as well.
I actually see it live. So
Really?
as you're going in, I'm seeing your bones appear on the screen.
Cool.
It was really fascinating. But you were annoyed because she said, we'll let you know at 3.5 minutes. And
you two were just quite engulfed in conversation that she forgot to mention. Oh shit, he's still in the scan.
But then Dos went and did his physical.
Well, I did my bloods, got my blood. So they do your scan, do your blood work, finish that, and then you go and do the physical, which you have like a sports scientist.
Yep.
He takes you through Matt. He was a ripper. Had to get changed into these. Oh no, that was for the DEXA scan. And then the physical is you do VO2 max, strength for squat, strength for deadlift, and then grip strength, and then push-ups.
Push-ups and balance.
And balance.
It was really good. Anyway, what we're saying is have a look on our Instagram if you haven't already. There's some reels there that will show you what Dos went through. And actually, to be fair, we've had a lot of comments. I don't know if you've seen some of the DMs over the weekend, but there was a few people actually asking pricing. And
Really?
Yeah, have a look. People were genuinely, I'm not making this up, they were genuinely intrigued with Everlab. And I said, go and do it and use the code dos&d to skip the queue.
Yes. Well, there's a 20,000 person wait list.
But and I'm sure everyone's going, oh, you guys are paid to say this and paid. We're not. We just had a great time at Everlab.
I did. I loved it.
Now, before we get into...
Actually, I need to quickly say.
Oh, yeah.
My biological age is 22.
Really?
Yep. I'm technically a
Start
22-year-old
dressing
man.
like that.
Sorry.
I'm joking.
I think this is quite appropriate for the weather at the moment.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's very chilly. We are going to tell you shortly what's on for this great episode of dos&d Uncut. But I actually had this weird thought this morning, Dos. I wanted to run it by you and probably the audience too. I've always had this vision in my mind since I was a kid. And it was when you die, I know I've had a lot of morbid thoughts lately, but when you die, do you think you get your life stats?
When you say stats, what do you mean?
Like, I always think like you'll get your exact step count, how many steps you took in your lifetime, how many times you kicked on your left foot versus your right foot, how many conversations, how many people
How many
you
wanks
met.
you had?
Huh?
How many wanks you had?
Right. Like, you talk about Everlab comprehensive 100 biomarkers. I'm talking 1 million biomarkers. Everything you've done, every handshake.
How many times you stubbed your toe?
Yeah. Do you think that's a thing?
Yeah. No.
I'm convinced.
That's definitely not a thing.
I'm convinced when you die in the 7 minutes between transitioning to whatever.
Well, it's almost like a performance review. Like you finish a game of football and someone goes through all your stats.
I just think it'll happen.
I would love that.
I'm convinced it'll happen. Anyway, what's on for the show?
Well, obviously we've got our Rexel confession booth.
Yes.
Which I've got a pretty good confession coming up.
Can we have a tease for that?
No, you can wait.
Last time Dos confessed what he actually confessed to a real priest.
In confession.
In confession, which was really interesting. But I'm looking forward to that confession. And,
Have you got one?
I've got a confession today.
Okay.
It doesn't involve you, but it involves a mutual friend of the show who even I've had this actually said to me by someone that doesn't know me very well, but brought this guy's name up because they're like, gee, you always talk about this guy. And I'm like, yes, because he cracks it if we don't.
Is that Will?
Yes, it is Will. So yes, Will, you'll be brought up again, okay? You happy?
One thing that you brought to my attention, which I love this, is moments that your parents embarrassed you.
Oh, yes. Yes.
My dad used to be quite the embarrasser.
Oh, I can't wait for that segment because I've got some hilarious stories I've found on the net.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
you're gonna love this. And
I'm looking forward to like the embarrassing stories from your dad, though.
Yeah, there's definitely one that embarrassed
Dad's.
me. I don't know where I thought of this. Now, we're gonna put each other under the pump. So apparently, you've got a list for me of weird.
Just some
weird
more like
obsessions?
hypothetical.
Oh, we're doing that segment. I meant
that what
the
you mean?
obsession list.
Oh.
You know how you've got the list of all the things that I'm weirdly obsessed with?
Yeah.
And I've got some stuff that you've been weirdly obsessed with too.
You found both.
Yeah, that's what we talked about earlier.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No. I thought it was just your weird obsessions.
It was, but then you said this morning, how about you do, how about...
Oh, fantastic. This is great. Yeah, great.
Okay, so we're going to do each other's.
But I don't have any.
Well, the power of magic of editing, everybody, is soon you'll have a great segment. We'll work it out between now and then. And then you got some hypotheticals from me, Dos, don't you? Fucking hell. Jeez, what am I dealing with? So you got some hypotheticals
Yeah,
for
I've
me?
got some hypotheticals that are going to come right your way.
And guess what, guys? You also get a fleet plan promotion ad read today and an outro as well.
Yeah, just to clear things up.
Just to clear things up, we are organised.
Oh,
See you on
God.
the other side.
Fleet
Plant.
Fleet Plant.
Or
FPH.
FPH. Guys, tell us which jingle you like more because apparently you guys love the jingles each week. So we'll keep bringing them to you. But now, Dice, let's talk a little bit about Fleet Plant Hire Solutions.
Well, you might ask the question, you might be doing a job one day
Yeah.
and you're thinking, how do I get my hands on, a truck or
Yeah.
an excavator or some type of digger to help me with my, my job out the back or
I can't
a
afford
project
one.
up the road. I can't afford one. But Fleet Plant Hire, they're the middleman. They're the people that you go to hire these massive pieces of machinery.
Seriously, just let them do the job for you. Make it a lot easier that way. fph.com.au to find out more information now. Let's get back into dos&d.
Uncut.
So, Dos, as you know, I've had the privilege to do some coaching of junior football, and I'm really, really enjoying it.
Your eyes been open wide up.
Yeah, it's.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah, you forget how serious it's all taken. Even at junior level,
parents
and players and everything, the committee and
I
it's
remember
good.
you as a junior player, like you took it serious. Like,
Oh,
I
yeah, you
remember
felt-
taking it so serious.
Me too. It was life. It was life. Like literally think about it all week, and your life revolved around footy. So anyway, it's great to be a coach, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. But I'm not. Sometimes you kind of see things on the sidelines, and obviously parents are there supporting their kids, and there's a lot of one-eyed parents. I'm not saying at our club, might be at other clubs, but parents are very excited when their boys take the field and they do something good, and they cheer very loudly, but it almost makes you kind of skin crawl a little bit when when a kid gets a kick or something. It's not that impressive, and then there's a mum going absolutely ballistic on the sidelines.
Yeah.
I thought it's a little bit embarrassing, right? And now these are what parents are for. Parents are made to embarrass their kids, and I'm sure everybody listening.
I just thought of a cracking parent story now. Thanks.
No worries. But I'm sure we can all think about times our parents embarrassed us, and it's just purely out of love. And do you want to share yours first?
Well, no, one just came to mind because you're talking about footy, and this isn't my parent. This is not my parents, but it was my 50th game playing junior footy, and there was two other boys I was playing it with. It was the last round of the year, and there was one of them, Tommy Cap.
Yep.
The other one was got a kid named Tom Davis, Davo. Three of us were playing our 50th game. Well, the banner was made. Gets to Sunday, ready to run out. There's two banners, right? One banner, which was made by me and the two parents whose kids' 50th games it was. We run out. There's two banners. So there's one with us three, and there's another banner with another kid. The parent hasn't said anything about the kid. So what happened was the parents didn't want to share the banner with us three.
Oh.
So we all had to run through our banner, and then
you turn.
No, and then the other kid ran through the banner by himself.
Oh, that's so embarrassing. That is so embarrassing.
It just came to me. I thought, oh, that was horrible. I remember cringing at that.
Oh, it just makes you. Well, I thought of one too, and it's around the footy club. But I think
Just let him run through the banner with us in the one banner. He doesn't have to have his own.
I know it's so cringe. Well, this is
Parents.
on the same footy story too. So, and we've talked about this before. When I was a teenager and into a young adult, I grew up as a Christian boy, and I'd play the drums at the local church. Now,
You're quite the drummer.
Yeah, it's quite contemporary music too. So it's not like all the songs that you play or you sing or whatever. That a lot of people would think, that these are like old school hymns with an organ. It's not like that anymore. It's like the songs you hear on the radio.
Can I ask, did you read sheet music or was it off feel?
I just feel, bro.
Yeah.
Just when the rhythm, when it's me and the rhythm, that's all. That's all.
you
And
get
God,
lost
of
in it.
course. So you get a little bit of jazz, you might get a bit of rock, you might get a bit of hard rock, you get a nice little mixture. Anyway, we used to practice, and you talk about blowing things out of proportion. When I started playing drums, I thought I was like, put in a footy equivalent, I thought I was in the ones, like it was a big deal. And we'd go on Thursday night for practice, and then Sunday, obviously, you'd play.
You've got the audience.
You've got the big congregation. So Thursday nights, obviously, you'd have footy training. Then I used to go from footy training off to play the drums. And my dad picked me up from training one night, and all the dads are around and all the boys are around. So think about it. I'm 16, got all my teammates around. I don't go to school with any of them.
Yeah.
All the dads, most of them tradies, sitting
Coaches?
around. Dad yells
Coaches?
out in front of everyone, Danny, hurry up. You've got to get to choir practice. He used the term choir practice in front of a bunch of 16-year-old kids, dads, tough guys.
Dad, I'm the
with
drummer
tattoos.
of the band.
I'm a drummer of a rock band, Dad. I'm Ringo Starr. I'm not, the choir boy.
And your dad sometimes used to call all three of your kids darling. So
did.
sometimes it might have been Danny darling.
I got darling all over the.
Danny darling,
Yeah.
quick, hurry! We've got choir practice.
Yeah. So and look, Dad, he doesn't. It would have just slipped out. He didn't mean any harm, but he probably thought it was. Dad knew it wasn't.
Was there a few giggles amongst the group?
My skin. When you just want to jump into a hole and die. That was that.
Well, your dad, I know, is an emotional man.
Yes.
My dad was.
Yes.
This is where I used to get very embarrassed.
Yeah. Okay.
And it happened a lot. My dad was, and I look back now as an adult, I go, oh, it's a nice thing that my dad was emotional and he wore his heart on his sleeve. But as a kid, your dad is the man of the house.
Yes.
So if your dad is...
Especially when all your mates have got burly dads that are tradies. Our dads weren't tradies.
No. So when your dad is shedding a tear, when you're getting
Emotional,
up on
religious
stage and getting an award or... one in particular, I'll never forget, and this happened quite a bit. God bless him, my dad. But you'd be in the car and, a song... I'm trying to think of a song. It might have been...
Viva La Vida.
No, not Viva La Vida, but... one song I remember it used to really, really tear him up. It was a Bob Dylan song. And,
really?
I can't remember what it was
Bit
called.
of Hurricane.
But he would be, my dad would be,
Bawling.
blubbering.
Really? Yeah.
But he would look out the window and pretend that he's not crying.
Yeah.
Like, he'd be looking like this. And I'm sitting in the front next to him and think that I didn't know. And I'd be like, Dad, I know
Bob
you're...
Dylan's just singing like a Rolling Stone, And he's like,
Dad, I know you're crying. And, it just, even one, this is where I drew the line with the tears, with the crocodile tears, with my dad. I love him, but we were planning my 21st birthday. 21st. And me turning 21 was a big deal for my dad. His little boy is growing up and he's becoming a man. He's about to enter the real world as a man. Had a girlfriend and it was about to go overseas. And we're planning the 21st birthday. We're sitting at a cafe in Somerville called Ducky Brown. Nice little cafe. My sisters are there and my mum and my dad. So all five of us as a family. We're writing down how the event is going to look.
Yep.
Who's going to do the speeches? Where are we having it?
You have the stand-up comic coming in.
Yeah, the stand-up comic Paul Hudson. Who's going to play and who's going to play the music? And my dad he couldn't get any words out. And if we were talking about what was coming next with the party.
Yeah. And
he started crying, talking about.
Oh, I think that's nice.
And I said, Dad.
Oh.
I put my foot down. I said, Dad, stop. No.
Little Wade's grown up though, Dog.
Basically, that's what I said. And then looking back now, I go, Wade, why did I do that? But
you were a cool kid back then.
I was cool. But I was more like, can't we just organise this? Get it done?
Well, my mum's always been the one that when you win an award or something, she screams the loudest.
And to my dad's credit, I look back now and I'm so grateful he was like that. I'm so like that, and I take after him. Now I'm a bloody big sook. But he didn't cry in his speech. So there you go.
Oh,
I thought, but Camille said, Wade, he practiced that a million times. And every time he practiced, he cried.
Really?
So he got through it. Yeah.
Oh, well, that was good.
Well done, Dickie.
No, well, my mum's always been the loudest cheerer, and I used to when you
at footy and stuff.
Well, say it's like a graduation and every kid goes up, and then when it's your turn, you get this really loud, But now I think, Mum, I really appreciate that. So,
that was my dad too.
But now I found some examples on the World Wide Web, and some of these are actually very, very embarrassing, and I think we can relate to. Have you got one more?
I've got one more.
Okay.
This is about my dad too. Well, one, I don't know if your parents did this when they drop you off at school, toot the horn. I used to hate that.
Yeah.
Like don't. Another one is I'd be playing tennis and I would point and he'd go, "Well done, Wade!" Like so loud in front of everyone. And but I think deep down I loved it, but I was still a bit embarrassed.
Yeah.
And then the last one wasn't me, it was my sister. She was in grade 5 or 6 on a school camp in Wilson's Prom, and there's an outdoor cinema there. Some parents come as volunteers to the camp. So my dad went as a volunteer. They're at the outdoor cinema on school camp. She's sitting in the second row with all her friends. Parents are at the back with the teachers. Jack Black, School of Rock. All-time classic. One of the funniest movies you'll ever see. Dickie Custis and my dad.
Yeah, I know he's good.
He was in hysterics. He was belly laughing. And Dad's laugh.
Yeah.
Imagine that the whole 2 hours. A girl turns to Taylor and goes, my sister Taylor goes, "Is that your dad?"
Oh, that's me.
And she goes, "Oh." Like, but what a story.
Oh, I love
Yeah,
that.
sorry,
yeah.
go ahead.
No, well, I've gone and found some, and I think some of these they might trump our stories of embarrassment.
Oh,
so,
okay.
are you ready to cringe?
I'll try.
Now this is one that I think I've come unfortunately close to. But when we were teenagers with mates over late at night, Dad was famous for storming downstairs in the nude, shouting at everyone, "Don't you think it's time you went home?" Realizing he was naked, styling it out, he slammed the door, stomping back upstairs, and it happened more than once. So it's, I mean, that's embarrassing. When your mates come over, and the last
Well,
thing
didn't you used to say to you, please share it. Please. It's very funny.
What, the
Jocks.
I'm so sorry, Dad. Dad, my dad went through. Oh no!
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Dad, oh, I'm sorry, Dad. I love you. Dad, Dad used to. We had a swimming pool, and Dad used to like tanning. And by the end of summer, he literally was brown as a berry, like unhealthily, unhealthy. He was obsessed with this brown look, and he was always burnt. But in the summertime, he had no problem. And this is, I must say, this is after a divorce. So mum and the girls are out, and Dad and I were living.
Was this around that stage?
Dad and I are living in the house, and Dad would just walk around his jocks all day. But I think he needs some Mitch Dowds because the jocks that he used to wear, they just seemed like they were 3 sizes too big. They were just baggy and loose, and unfortunately, sometimes you'd see some things you don't really want to see, and especially if you had mates coming around. You said, "Dad, look, do you mind? I've got someone coming over. Can you just make sure?"
No, not mates. Not mates. No, you'd have a lovely young lady from one of the apps swing by for a bit of fun.
I don't know what you're talking
Dad,
about.
I've got a friend coming over.
Yeah, I've got a friend.
Please
coming
cover
over.
the ghoulies.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Can we just, look, I don't look. You can keep. I don't mind if your nipples are out, but let's cover the crown jewels, please. I'd rather her see mine first than yours. Okay, next one. 2 kids were banned for throwing stink. This is funny. 2 kids were banned for throwing stink bombs from our local shopping centre. It was my mum's farts. The 4 of us were in a lift.
Horrible.
The 4 of us were in a lift when Mum passed wind again. We all fell choking out of the lift when security promptly escorted them off the premises.
So the security thought they thought the kids were letting
the
off.
mum's letting some rectal gas go, and the security is so appalled that they've taken 2 kids and said, "Nah, you're throwing stick bombs," and escorted them out.
Oh, the poor mum.
This one reminds me of the in-betweeners. I was at a local nightclub and it was past my curfew. I was cutting shapes on the dance floor when the DJ stopped the music to announce, "Helen, your mum has called and you need to go home now."
Oh yeah,
So
that's in
just,
between. All right. Yeah.
That's definitely one. There's a few of those ones. This one, I don't know why you might just find this funny because of Partridge, but it was in the 70s and my dad, in brackets, working class lad, made good, rocked up at a very posh restaurant, was told jeans weren't allowed, so he took them off there and then. In front of the guests, he just took off his jeans and just had his meal in his jocks. Imagine a family dinner where your dad's so stubborn that he's like, I'm not.
I've made my booking and we're taking it.
Literally. This one, I don't know why this is so funny. We had to be interviewed by the scary headmistress of my school before I could be accepted in as a pupil. So I think you would have had to do this at Flinders too.
I did.
I had to do this. You go to a meeting, your parents would have to come to see if you'd be accepted into the school. This is so funny. Dad had a bad back, and Mum just had a minor operation. So his dad spent the interview lying on the office floor while my mum could only stand up. It was a weird 45 minutes of my life. So imagine the principal of the school sitting there. You're being interviewed and your dad's lying on the ground and your mum's standing. That's just bizarre.
Oh, that was good.
Hopefully you guys, and honestly, if you got some relatable stories where your parents have just embarrassed you just a touch, make sure you send them in because we'd love to read them out. I
think you need to get Gary some Mitch Dowds.
Oh, yes, please. 40% off dos&d 40.
Guys, we just need to take a knee and Father, Son, and Holy Spirit because it's time to get in the confession booth.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. You go first, though. All right.
Well, we can't go any further before we actually thank our friends at Rexel Shocking.
How good has this segment been so far?
Tell you what,
unbelievable confessions.
It's so good that I think other
networks,
other networks or platforms have been stealing it.
I know.
And we're not too happy about that. We will be having a word to the powers that be, but at least people like it. So, but Dos, this wouldn't be possible without our good friends at Rexel, of course.
This segment is obviously brought to you by our mates at Rexel, Australia's largest electrical wholesaler, over 127 stores nationwide.
That's right, Dos, and they're the leading electrical wholesaler in the country for over 100 years now.
They've also rewired their Rexel app to bring you a seamless experience. It's faster, easier, and smarter than it's ever been before.
So all you Sparkies out there, you can now enjoy a streamlined homepage, explore products with offline catalogs, scan items directly into your basket using their barcode scanner, and discover a range of innovative time-saving features.
If you are a tradie or know someone who is a Sparky, make sure you download the app today on Apple or Google. They've also got a new chatbot, works 24/7, uses the latest tech to provide you with all-round support and useful info. I know I love a chatbot when I'm feeling a bit stuck.
Yep.
Info straight at my fingertips.
They've actually put a lot of time into it.
They have.
It's absolutely
Go
excellent.
check it out.
So make sure you download that app now and then get all the help you need. And of course, check out Rexel if you are in the industry, because they're just, we say it, but 100 years speaks for itself. So
Yeah.
that's all we really need to say. Now,
Time for confessions.
it's time for a shocking confession. And I really enjoyed last month's confessions between the two of us. I giggled very much listening back to that. But now it's hard to back it up. But have you got a confession for me?
I do. I actually wrote down 2, but I'm going to save one because we'll be doing this again, I'm sure.
All right.
Or should I do 2?
Well, why don't we see how we go?
I'm feeling rather comfortable, and I do feel like getting it off my chest.
All right. Well, let's. So do you want to go you, me, you?
Yeah, why not?
All right.
Me,
Give us
then
your first
Okay,
one.
so my first one. So I'm not sure if you know this or not.
Yep.
I think you might. But I worked at Coles from the age of 16 to 18.
I did know that, Wayne, because I used to sometimes visit you.
You did. You must have been bored out of your brain, because I was bored out of my brain doing my job.
Yeah.
I was a facer. So basically, I'd get there at 5 o'clock. My job as a facer is to work the floor, and you just bring everything forward. And you chuck,
Make sure the brands are on the outside.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you chuck the empty bits out and keep bringing everything forward. And it was the most boring job in the world. But it got me a bit of pocket money, saved a bit of cash from 16 years old. I don't know about you and your parents, but my parents were like, if you want a car at 18, you got to save it yourself.
Yep.
So I
like that. Good
worked at Coles. Both my sisters worked there as well.
Yep.
I had a manager, though, that I didn't like very much. And I had her on I'm pretty sure I had her on Thursday. So Tuesday and Thursday were my Coles nights.
Yep.
I didn't like Thursdays because I had this particular woman.
Yep.
And she just made everything so difficult, frustrating. She was a real whinger.
What kind of age group?
She would have been in her mid-40s.
Yeah. Okay.
She was, no offense, but she was single, probably lonely, and she loved to take everything out on us.
Yep.
Like her job was, she just liked making out my job shit.
Yep.
And it was already bad enough. My last day at Coles,
Oh no.
my very last day, me and one of the other got boys on the floor who we'll probably beep this name out.
Yeah, David say it. I know who
Okay,
it is.
yeah, okay, yeah. I wasn't sure if you knew. We both used to get quite irritated at her. And he goes, what do you like? Oh, actually, there's another confession about him as well.
I was about to say, I know what he used to do.
What?
He used to just help himself to the food and the drinks and just chug away, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, he did. But there's I just thought of another. I do feel guilty about that. Maybe I'll share that one. But basically,
Stay on track, Dos.
yeah, I know. Sorry, I get distracted. But long story short, my last ever night, he goes, I think you should piss on her car.
Oh, you did not. I've not heard this story.
So
I've got a lot of video footage of you pissing on people's cars, but they're friends of ours.
yeah, so
Wow.
my last night, I knew which car it was.
Probably a pride and joy.
Went out with him. It was a Mazda. It was more of a purpley colour as well. And I pulled the old fella out, and I went for it.
You pissed on a car in a Coles car park.
Yep. It was dark. There would have been cameras.
How much urination was there?
A whole bladder full.
Do you think she ever found out?
No, and then I
you
drove off.
piss
And
on
then I
the
drove
handle?
off, and then I never went back.
Did you piss on the handle at all?
No, I'd
That
say.
would've been mean.
Nah, see, I probably did a bit of a softer move. I just weed on the back tyre.
Oh, he washed it for her.
Yeah. So, but,
Dos, I've never heard that story.
Yeah,
That's a great confession.
yeah. So
Well done.
yeah, not one of my finest moments. Parents probably wouldn't be overly rapt to hear that.
Dos, I know we're going to do this segment later about weird habits we've kind of been through, but Dos was known, every time we had a boys' night, Dos wouldn't piss on the way, like he wouldn't piss in the toilet on the way out. He goes, I'm just going to piss on Jai's car or my car. Like I remember like screeching out of the streets as fast as I could, because I've got Dos
Yeah, I forgot about
chasing
that.
me with his willy out, trying to like sprinkle on my car every
forgot
time.
about that.
Like the
Yeah.
amount of piss.
Remember that one time outside Will's house and I was all over Jai's windscreen?
Got on footage. Got on camera. I'll show it. I'll show everybody. We will have to pixelate and use, poor Jared.
Extra small pixelation.
I was going to say extra big, but you
Oh,
want to go
thanks.
extra. Now, speaking of Will James, I'm going to confess something that we did to him. Hey, I'm pretty sure he knows now, but I hope this doesn't get back to his mum because she will not be impressed. So, Will James, he's a collector.
Yeah, it's a bit strange.
He likes collecting things, and he's even more weird than I am when it comes to getting like really nailing down on niches and getting obsessed with something. Now, he was obsessed with the rock band Kiss. Are you familiar? Yeah, give us one of their songs.
I was made for loving you, baby.
Great. If you drink piss in the next 2 months, you have to give us a full rendition of that song.
Not urine.
With the Kiss makeup on. Anyway, everybody you guys would know who Kiss is. Jared, I'm sure you'll put a picture up of the famous group as we edit this now. But basically, he got a 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle of the great Kiss band.
Does he know this?
I'm not sure. And he basically spent a lot of time. Now, a 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle, that takes a lot of time to put that thing together. Anyway, Jai and I went over one afternoon and we saw he was probably about halfway through this puzzle. And we just took one piece.
Where is the puzzle? Is it on a kitchen table?
It was in like a spare, like he's got like an extra lounge room. Like
Okay,
like
so
a spare lounge
it sits there, and every couple of days you might pop in, put
spend
it.
a couple of hours.
It's not
I don't know about you, but I love a puzzle.
Yeah,
and I get it quite obsessed with them
I
too.
find them difficult.
I love a puzzle, to be honest. They're very therapeutic. Anyway, Jai and I thought, let's just grab one piece and just put it under the couch cushion, just like this, just under the couch cushion, ha, ha, ha. Jai and I completely forget that we did it. Like, completely forget. And a few weeks later, Jai texts me and goes, have you heard about the Will's puzzle? And I said, no, I haven't. I'm like, oh, fuck, I completely forgot we hid that puzzle piece. He goes, yeah, we better check. So Jai puts in the group chat, hey, Will, did you ever finish that Kiss puzzle? And he goes, boys, do I have a story for you? And he just starts going off his brain, like he's swearing his head off, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, and he's like, and wait till my mum saw it. So his mum came upstairs.
So it's missing a piece.
He's missing a piece, and they're convinced that it's a manufacturer problem. And they've spent all this time putting this puzzle piece together. His mum basically sent emails.
Wow.
Like to the company saying this must be fixed. This is not good enough. There's 999 pieces. This is so wrong. But they're coming back saying, have you checked the floor? Yes, we've checked everywhere. And then we said, Will, maybe just lift that couch up. And and we said, is the puzzle still around? He's like, no, of course not. We destroyed it. So he never finished that puzzle.
Poor Will.
Yeah. Go on. Next good question.
Well, one more. So and this is one that just came to me. It's probably not that funny, but still another.
Doesn't have to be funny. It just has to be
Yeah,
confession.
so this one I do feel bad about because it's a road, like driving on the road and you're on your L plates and getting your hours up, I believe is a must. You need to.
Yeah.
Because
100%.
there's so many dickheads on the road.
Oh, you did not.
So.
You did not.
No, listen. So I finished my hours. I did about 160.
I know this story.
So this is something I do feel bad about to this day. And that is, again, someone I worked with.
Not the same one.
Who I thought, and I probably never admitted it like this, is I probably thought he was cool.
Yeah, older.
Bit older, wanted to impress him.
He's one man that I would not.
He's one
needs
man
every hour that
he's one man I'd probably go, you know what, if there's anyone that needs the hours, it's probably him.
How many did you forge? Let's cut to the chase.
So I gave him my book.
How many hours was he on?
I think he needed about 60.
That's disgraceful.
And I gave him my book. And then the next week at work, he rocks up in his Holden Commodore and just skids out of the...
That says it all. Holden Commodore skidding out.
I know.
You've put the rest of us at danger.
I know. He's married with a child now, so I think he's doing okay.
Don't give his identity away too much, but I hope you're happy. Do you feel better about yourself?
Well, definitely in terms of my relieving that off my conscience.
Thank you, Rexel. I'm actually quite annoyed at that one.
Are you a fan of Reddit? Are you on Reddit much?
I don't even have to find things for this show. No, I'm not on
so
Reddit.
I tend to actually go to Reddit a lot, and that's unfortunate because of my health anxiety. I'll probably go to forums and also trades, AFL trades. I look on there.
Oh.
Yeah.
So not for naughty, explicit material or anything?
I didn't even know that was a place for that.
Yeah.
Genuinely, I didn't even know.
I thought Reddit was for just adults, like over 18s.
No, I don't think so.
Oh.
It's more just I think it's where people go to relate, you know, sharing their stories and whatnot. And it's where a lot of content creators go to get some cheap content like us. But basically, I was on Reddit one day last week and I just saw this random hypothetical question and I thought, I would like to bring that up in the intro. I just thought I'd throw it at you. And you said, why don't you just find a few other hypotheticals? And there's no theme to these.
Okay.
I just genuinely want to hear your answers.
Okay.
Okay. A couple of these are a bit sexual.
Ooh.
So I just want to preface by saying I'm not a pervert.
Well, hang on.
Please. All right.
Should like
What?
talk about you've just confessed and you've lied again.
What do you mean?
You are very perverted.
No, I'm not. Well, the first question: would you
which breast would you prefer?
would you rather fuck a goat and have nobody know, or not fuck a goat but everyone thinks you did?
Oh, that's a good one.
What go, D?
Would I rather fuck a goat?
Would you rather fuck a goat
and no one
and no one knows, or would you rather you don't fuck one but everyone thinks you did?
I could deal with the rumor. I'd rather deal with the rumor that I did it, but I know myself. I did not have sexual relations with the goat. Then
what's the worst rumor you've ever heard about someone? Like
we used to do this on a golf box, didn't we? The old rumors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, remember, apparently I was.
My nan thought you were queer.
Yeah.
Remember, if you're going to talk, use the microphone. Please.
As he stands up and plugs the mic in. Go on, Sammy. What are you going to say?
Sammy wants to contribute.
Well, I'm just going to say, if you go with the second option, you're never getting another job in your life.
It's a good point.
Now you're done with
Yeah,
bestiality.
but could you
but
deal
there's
with,
no truth to it.
Yeah, you could just deal with the rumor.
Yeah, but everyone thinks you did.
Yeah, but everybody thinks that. I'm not going to put myself in trouble.
Yeah, but I think an employer would rather.
So you would rather have sex with a goat?
No.
Samuel.
I'm taking the second option, but I'm thinking it's going to limit you because you're at a job interview and the guy's either he's going to imply the sharp-headed guy or the guy he thinks fucked a goat. So I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah. I'm still.
Or would you rather just purely get the deed done with the goat and just forget about it?
I don't want to have sex with a goat. What do you want to do?
No, but Sammy's making a good point.
Sammy
here.
makes a good point, but I
Because
employ
you
myself, Wade.
Don't call me Wade like that.
Sorry.
That's very
But
serious.
I'm probably taking option one. I can deal with the rumors.
Okay.
But I'm saying for you, like, would you want to be?
You're going option 2.
I've got option 2.
Okay.
I'm
in option 2. Fuck, I'm going option 2. Fuck.
Glad we cleared that up, lads. Glad we cleared that up.
I employ myself.
All right. Second one. You find a book and begin to read only to discover that it's your life. It's a book about your life. You get to the point that you are at now. Right now, you get to the chapter you're at.
Yes, please.
Do you turn the page knowing that you will not be able to change the events to come?
No.
So
No. And I'm good like this. I don't like giving myself spoilers. So I know we're going to do this segment shortly, and I know we do this on most of our interview podcasts. So you know how we put a clip at the start, like the 30-second highlight reel? If I'm listening to a podcast that has that, I skip over that because I don't want to ruin any surprises for myself.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm like that with any I hate TV shows that say coming up next or still to come. And then I'm like, no, I don't want to know. I don't want to see. Just the only thing that scares me because I'd hate to know how thick that book's, you know.
Did you ever record?
Yeah, if you're 10 pages left, fucking hell.
Did you ever record a footy game or a TV show once to get back to everyone must have been watching and get home and then you accidentally found out or saw the score and you try to jump and hide or something?
Remember the old, if you don't want to know the score, look away now?
Yeah.
Back in the day when you had delay. Yeah, but I used to get impatient. So I hate knowing that a sporting event's happening and not knowing the live score. So I've tried that. Well, I'll fast forward through quarter time, and in the end, I'll just skip to the live.
I'm the same. I just have to go to the live.
That's
Third
an easy one.
Would you rather have sex with your sister
Oh, that's fucked.
and everybody know,
I don't even want to. Yeah,
or have sex with your mum?
I knew that was coming. That's
but
not,
only you and your mother know?
No, I'm not. That is so unfair. That is so unfair. I'm not answering that question. I actually refuse.
It is diabolical.
I don't. No, next question. I'm not answering.
Really?
That.
Yeah, that's a good
don't
point.
start that. If you want to talk to the mic, Sam. No, it's only because my sisters listen to the show, my mum listens to the show, and it's disgusting either way.
You know what?
If it was, I would answer
It's
it.
not my proudest moment then coming up with that question. I'm sorry.
That is, yeah. Sorry, I will. Normally, next one.
I get it. You don't care about the fans.
No, I don't like talking about what's it called when you Incest. Thank
But
you.
it's a hypothetical. It's
Yeah,
a
I know.
hypothetical, Daniel.
Yeah, but okay. Imagine. All right. Let's throw it. I've got a
No, no, no,
hypothetical.
no,
hypothetical
no,
for you.
no.
I got a
Just-
hypothetical for
just
you.
calm-
Your
just
sisters have
calm
the.
down a
listen,
minute.
listen.
Calm down
Your
a minute.
sisters
Hey,
have.
this is my segment.
Your sisters have the #1 entertainment show in Australia, right? A podcast, just like us, right? Except they've got it, right? And then you're listening in every week, enjoying it, and then their co-host says to you, "Hey, would you rather have sex with your brother or your dad?" Do you want to hear the answer to that question, Dos?
You know what? I'd put the show first, and I would say, I'll tell you.
In that case, I'd rather fuck my.
Okay. Didn't realize it would get to that. This is really random, and it's going to be a strange answer, and it probably makes no sense at all. If you had to live in a cage for the rest of your life, would you rather the bars be horizontal or vertical? Think about it. Like,
That's interesting. Maybe vertical.
Why?
But just because purely for I'm a traditionalist. That's why.
great answer.
Sorry, I'm a traditionalist. That's all I can say. Sorry.
All right. Would you rather be able to eat anything you want and have it be perfect nutrition, so it doesn't have excess calories?
Like an ass or something.
No, no. Why are you being weird? Would you rather be able to eat anything you want and have perfect nutrition? So
Yep.
if you could eat as many Big Macs as you want,
Okay.
and it's not changing your calories.
Yep.
Or have to only sleep 1 hour a day but be fully rested. So it's like you're sleeping
that's a great
12
one.
hours.
That's such a good question. I think I'm going to go with this. I'd rather just sleep 1 hour a day.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
As much as I would love to eat anything and it be totally healthy, think about like
How much exercise?
what a
you
cheat
do.
code that would be. Like be able to sleep 1 hour
100%.
and all the time you're able to spend doing other shit.
And that would give you and if you're always rested, that means you could be energized to then obviously work off the nutrients.
This one I find a bit spooky. Like,
Okay.
when I think of this, I think, I would not want to do this. Would you rather climb the tallest mountain in the world or
Yep.
travel to the bottom of the sea? That's the bit I find a bit eerie. Traveling
I
to
think
the bottom
I'm
of
going
the sea.
to the top of the
Yeah.
mountain. Yeah. I think it's the bottom of the sea. Have you ever watched a video of what
No. What happens?
Well, this will freak you out. In terms of people worried about what could be in outer space, you worry about what's at the bottom of the ocean because we don't know. There's still technology. We still don't actually have the capability to go right to the bottom at the deepest parts. So
That's crazy that we don't have that technology.
because what happens is the further you go down, the pressure,
Yeah.
we would all explode if we kept going down.
Mm.
And technology explodes. But there's videos where you can see it shows like 1 meter deep, 2 meters deep, 3, and it goes. Firstly, we can't comprehend.
Or would you rather go to the bottom of the sea or to a planet that's the furthest away than any other planet?
Planet.
Would you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that a terrible question?
No, I was just in the middle of explaining my theory. But that's
Sorry.
okay.
No. You mentioned space. So
Yeah. No, I'd love to go to outer space. Wouldn't you?
yeah, 100%.
That'd be awesome, yeah. But what I was saying is we can't comprehend. So you go 1 meter, 2 meters, and you think about how deep 10 meters would be, or 30 meters, or 100 meters. It starts going to thousands, and then it shows what like the creatures that live further and further down, and they get scarier and weirder as they go. And then it gets to a point where we don't even know.
What's the stat about how many species that there are in the world that we don't even know about?
Probably a question for Sammy on the...
He won't do it.
Yeah.
It's too late. No, it's okay, Sammy. Don't worry about it. Oh, that weirds me out a bit. I actually
Thousands.
watched a great doco the other day, speaking of seas. Osama bin Laden.
I was about to say, I heard you quite like us.
That's where they let his body out at sea.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a great doco. Sammy liked it.
Really?
Yeah. What sea was it? Was it the Atlantic? Yeah, the Atlantic, I think.
See, with someone that evil, you just want
Well, you know why they
burn
did
them
it?
up.
Which makes so much sense.
Like they-
No, they did it so that people, because obviously again, I don't want to put too much into this to make me sound like I'm talking about Al Qaeda, but they didn't want to, bury him somewhere and it become almost a place where people can
worship
him.
Yeah.
A place of worship, which that's not what you want.
Can you just burn him though?
Yeah, but that's a good point, actually. Anyway, would you rather be able to converse with would you rather be able to converse with animals or have lifelong fluency in every human language?
Oh, that's a great question, Dos. I think
I'd go animals.
I love my dog.
Imagine you being able to talk to danger.
I actually have thought about, when we had David the Medium on the show, and he said to us off air that he can supposedly communicate with animals.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I asked him off air. It was off air. It wasn't on the show.
And he said he can.
Well, yeah. That's the one thing. I wouldn't normally go into medium spaces, but maybe for a dog I might.
Me and Garni have spoken about this. Even if you could get 10 minutes or 5 minutes where your dog could talk and you could tell them just basic shit like, mate, every time we leave, we're not leaving you. We're going to be back we're going to be back in 6 hours, just so you know.
I think
so don't freak out. It's all okay.
I think my dog understands that though.
Yeah.
Because but have you heard there's a very old philosophy. You would have heard it on the Ricky Gervais show podcast.
The podcast.
But there's a saying that even if animals could speak, if any animal could speak perfect English or any language that you speak, no matter what language that is, you would actually never be able to have a fluent conversation with them because their concept of everything is so different that even though they could understand English, you couldn't actually communicate. Because of the way they think and the way their brains are. They don't think logically like we do. Anyway, I won't go into dog psychology, but...
Yeah, get me biscuit now.
Yeah.
All right, this is the last one.
Yep.
Would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? And that one's come from that big question going on at the moment around the 100 gorillas.
Yeah.
100 men versus one gorilla, sorry.
One horse-sized duck or versus 100 duck-sized horses. I'm going with the one quacker.
You're going the horse-sized duck?
Yeah, one. Yeah, I'll take on the one.
That's a big duck.
Yeah, but it's a duck. 100 horses.
Yeah, but think about think about the horses that are like you could just kick them.
Yeah, but 100 of them, they could circle
Actually,
you.
True. Ducks can be quite,
Imagine the power of a kick. It gets your shins cooked.
That's a good point.
I'm taking on the duck.
Yeah. Well, there you have it, folks. Hypotheticals with Dos. So
that was great.
I hope you
thoroughly enjoyed that. And great news is we did hypothetical questions once in episode 25. I think it was a lot more serious, like paths on life, and somehow we talked about the JFK assassination.
Yeah,
but you stayed away from that today, so well done.
Nah, thank you. We've come to the conclusion, you and I. You're a bit weird.
Yeah.
Aren't you?
Yeah.
Boys, can we all agree? D's a bit strange.
Bryce, never heard less hesitation ever.
So,
thank you.
I say that with complete love and admiration for you, as my best friend. But
so where's a but?
But there's just a few qualities and a few traits that I've seen and witnessed over the years that have made me go, is he okay?
Mentally, you mean?
Well, mentally, but social. We've talked about your social behaviours.
I'm weird.
And your social inabilities sometimes. But there's been some weird obsessions you've had over the years that make me go, that's just a bit bizarre.
Can I ask then, before I know what you're about to do, because all these guys, all of them, you got a microphone there, because none of you hesitated to say, you all nod your head, tell me one thing you think that's weird about me. Go on. Open mic.
Well, Bryce got straight up.
Come on, Bryce. Bryce is rushing to the microphone. What do you find?
Take it in turn. So, Bryce, who's going first?
What do you find? So
and keep it under 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think some of your mannerisms are a bit odd.
Like?
Okay.
Just the way you go about certain things.
Like what, please?
I don't really want to get into them, but some of them are just odd.
Mannerisms.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Mannerisms, the way I walk or the way
I think it's more the way you probably talk,
yeah.
And reference things.
Okay. Jared?
And your obsession with certain things. Jared.
Well, I reckon you just both like put in uffies. And like you were talking about
All right, mate.
Glad Josh got a clip.
Yeah, thanks.
Congratulations, Jared. You're fired. Yeah.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it.
But D did download, what was it?
Oh, no, we're getting to that, Jared. Don't you worry. You're on the money.
No, please say it. Go on. What did I download?
What was it? AFL
Live 2004.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
On PC. All right. Well done.
Won the premiership.
Jared, Sammy, you're up.
No, it's just the one thing that made me think it weird when I found out you ate Vegemite toast with a knife and fork.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
That's a great point.
That's a great point. Well done, Sammy. That is, yeah, I can't argue.
Oh, there's so many. Now you saying that makes me go, there's so many of those. There's so many.
Josh looks triggered.
No, but it's true. There's so much.
You know what? We'll make this whole segment about me, but next Uncut, I'm going to make it all about
But I can't. This is the thing. I wish I could remember all the things you've done over the years. That's a great example of why did you do that? That's a bit odd.
I don't know.
So
I don't know.
here's a few. Like it's just made me think of a few weird obsessions that you've had, like of recent times.
Yeah.
Over the years, over the journey.
Yep. You know why?
I'm going to add one to the list, which is, and this isn't a weird obsession, but you went. I remember you going through a very weird obsession with playing pool, like at your Mornington house. Like, you just
that's true.
loved playing pool,
Yeah, I used to-
and became very good at it.
Do you know what it is? It's funny you say that. So I've always been. This is a bit more serious. I've always been a kid. Oh, sorry. When I was a kid, I always preferred my own company.
Yeah.
I've told you this. I've revealed this on the show before. I've still at home, a whole box full of when I'm saying notes of footy scores, soccer scores, cricket scores, tennis scores that I played against myself, fictional in my own world. And I used to do the same with pool. I used to make my own, put myself in scenarios. I was my own best friend.
Well, let's.
Yeah.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you went through that as
No,
a child.
mate, I would be sitting at school during the day and I couldn't wait to go home to play, to go outside to play footy in my
Yeah.
own
No,
world.
I used to love doing that too.
Yeah.
Playing footy with myself, kicking the footy up.
I
and
did
doing-
it till I was way too old, though.
commentating. Yeah, me too. Mate, I made a banner to run through by myself once.
How old are you?
Would have been 9.
So mate,
I had
I didn't
my-
stop this till I was 19. Not still got scores when I was 19 years old.
Yeah, that's
Because they're all dated. Sometimes I read through them. I don't know why I'm announcing
19.
this. Yeah.
Well, wait. What
Yeah.
was the score from?
I had a fucking car and a license, and I still fucking did this. I don't know why I'm telling
you would play
this.
footy in the backyard at 19
yard.
at 19 years old.
Yes, and write scores down. Fuck, why did I say that? Sammy,
Mate,
how old are you?
Mate, that's
20?
a Rexel confession.
Fucking
That's a
hell.
Rexel confession, mate.
That's horrible. Anyway, there you go. Rexel
No, but,
is a free one.
And you might be happy. This is on a more serious
Oh,
note.
cool.
It's a get. You probably
God, I'm
have
weird.
you have slightly opened up about potentially having ADHD.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
So this isn't us picking on you.
Yeah.
This is probably now clear for you, and there's
Yeah.
clarity for you.
I
and,
feel like
and,
I'm with my therapist.
Oh, no,
right now.
and finally, there's an answer for you
Yeah.
to all these weird things.
What, Ritalin?
Yeah. Actually,
No, I don't want it.
anyone know a good quack? All right,
Oh,
first
God,
one.
This is intervention.
Walking. You went through a weird obsession with walking to the
Yeah.
point where I've heard that you forgot you had a car at one stage, and you were talking to Will, who we referenced a few times, that you needed milk from the shops, which
Yeah.
the shops is not even a 5-minute drive, and you go to Will, I need milk, but I don't have 40 minutes in the day to go and walk and get the milk and then walk back. And Will goes, mate, you could just drive there,
Yeah.
and you chose not to drive.
I went. This is only a few months ago. This is really recent. Yeah, I just got obsessed with walking, and I had to walk everywhere. I walked to my gym, which was 3.5 kilometers away, so I'd either walk or run. And I just stopped.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, it's a healthy thing.
No, but I just got stupidly obsessed. Like, if I didn't,
The fact that you couldn't drive to the shops.
I was hitting about 27k steps a day,
Yeah, that's insane.
and that was kind of what I wanted to hit.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's insane.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, forgot he had
It was
a
like every
license.
time I was on the phone, I had to make sure I stood up and walked.
Okay.
Yeah.
AFL 2004, AFL Live 2004, the game.
That was
Downloaded it on his computer. That's an old. Like, I think what I find
It's
weird.
about a 2 week- these
What
are
I
like
find
2 week
weird though
bursts.
about it is, it's AFL 2004.
and I still think I played.
It's
with
not
you.
better than the new one.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
Yes, it is. That was rubbish.
You didn't even play it.
Well, I watched you play it.
It's still bad. It's still bad. My one, but it's not better
See,
than
but I
AFL 2004.
play it. The only thing is, I don't have any consoles. I don't have a PlayStation, or I don't have anything. So,
Reading Andre
Okay.
Agassi, Charles Manson, those books. Love those books. What's
Bryce is laughing because I was in the middle of talking. Then I was just about to tell you, but that's all right.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, I got obsessed with those books to the point where I couldn't. Yeah, I can't put them down, and
And
they
you-
were
and you-
affecting my dreams.
we bought you a Kindle. This is another strange thing I find is you don't want to use the Kindle we got you for your
That's
30th
not-
until you've read every book you've got in your house.
Because I don't want to. That's an order.
No, but
I've bought the book, so I want to read them.
You can still use
why
the
would I
Kindle. You can read more than one book at a time.
No, I can't.
You can.
I don't. I like reading one book at a time and getting through it.
Well, your Kindle's probably going to...
Because that way I finish books.
Kindle
Joss.
won't be getting used for another 3 years.
It's not true. I've got 2 books to get through.
Obviously, you went through your Duolingo stage.
Yep.
That was an obsession. You just
days.
loved it every day. I remember when we
Yeah.
lived together, I could hear you on Español con Luca. That's like a
dang.
sí. Lick my clitoris.
I didn't say that. Somebody else did.
That's true.
Oh, fucking hell.
You've been a person that only eats a few different foods as well.
Yeah.
This is what I find. You don't like stepping outside your comfort zone sometimes?
No, I don't.
And I'm with you.
I'm a
there.
person.
I'm like that.
I'm a traditionalist.
I like
as
that.
I said before.
But then when you try new things, you like them. I mean, when we went and got lunch today, you said, I might get a taco. I looked shocked because when have you ever said to me, I want to go get a taco?
So that tacos
Mexican-
with the boys the other night.
Okay.
And
So you try new things, and then all of a sudden you go, oh, wow, this is
Yeah.
good. Where, when I mention things to you, you don't want them or try them or ever. It's true.
He's cracked it.
So food, Subway. You only
Yeah.
ate Subway for a long time
Yeah.
when I knew you. Sushi. Once you found out you liked sushi, that's all you ate for a while.
I ate it every single day for about 3 years.
He just does weird things. Like he doesn't even go to the shops to do a grocery shop. He goes to the shops every day to buy dinner. That's a bit strange,
Yeah,
isn't
because
it?
it breaks my day up a bit.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry if this feels like an intervention. It's
No,
not.
it's fine. It's funny. I think. I hope.
Chicken
Well,
from the supermarket.
Is it chicken fillets?
Oh, the chicken strips. Yeah. Again, and then obviously the TV show obsessions, which we've all got those. I've got them.
Yeah,
Alan
but you
Partridge.
don't like when I. You just find it weird when I watch really old niche things online.
No, what's
and
weird is when it revolves around your sleeping patterns. Like you can't lay in bed and just do a meditation or read a book for half an hour and then go to sleep.
Meditation's boring.
What you do is you put on something on your phone, like an AFL game that you might find from 1999, North Melbourne versus Port Adelaide, and you'll put it until you fall asleep.
And I fall asleep like that.
Yeah.
I spent half an hour trying to find something.
Or at the moment, I don't know why, but you're weirdly obsessed with Deal or No Deal, the US version.
I found.
And you wake up at 3 a.m. with, what's his name again? Howie
Mandel.
Mandel. And he's going, deal or no deal. Like,
This is a tip for everyone. At the moment, I don't know how much longer this will be out there, but if this is still YouTube, this is a 24/7 Deal or No Deal YouTube live stream. Highly recommend.
then you watch the old footy shows, like from the early 2000s. And I think, this is a weird one. Like, I bet 2 weeks ago, Dan goes, I just watched the entire Live Aid concert this morning. I thought, what?
Oh, that's okay. Hang on.
No, but isn't that odd?
No.
That's odd.
Can I put my hand up? Can I finally, please? Can I now have my right of refusal? I've sat through it all. Is there anything else?
No,
Hit me with anything else now, and then I'm gonna.
No, but I don't want this to now be a...
No, it's not. It's not a pylon.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want the heat on you.
No, because that'll be another segment.
Yeah, you'll get
another
it next
day.
month. You
Yeah.
get it next month.
Yeah.
But what I will say is a Live Aid. That's a I thought you'd have been
No, I am, but on a Thursday morning, it's a bit strange.
6 in the morning.
Yeah,
I woke
mate,
up.
if you're sitting, if it's a Saturday night, you've got a woman over and she likes some rock. Oh, well, she might like some rock and roll or something.
Freddie Mercury come over.
Why not? Put it on in the lounge room. A glass of wine.
I didn't watch.
Tap your feet.
I
But
didn't watch.
on a Thursday morning after your shower, maybe having a shave, and you're like, geez, Freddie's going all right. Like,
I didn't watch. Can I say I didn't watch the whole Live Aid. I watched the whole Queen performance of Live
okay.
Aid. Only because I woke up and something hit me in my head. There was like, it's so different to the weird YouTube, covers that we watch over and over.
no,
but what I
fair
will say,
point. But
say,
a whole set.
okay, but think about it. I watched a whole set of Live Aid. I put my hand up. Okay,
Yeah.
I watched it once, right? So it wasn't an obsession. I just watched it once. You just told us you watched an Osama bin Laden documentary. Now, hang on. Had the shoe been on the other foot, and you said, and you woke up in the morning, you watched an Osama bin Laden documentary, that sounds way more weird than Live Aid 1980.
For sure.
Yeah.
But I would say majority of the world's population who owns a TV, who has a Netflix subscription.
I don't have that.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not saying you. You're
yeah.
part of the 10% of the world that doesn't have one.
Yeah.
90% who do will probably sit down of a night after work and put something on, and that's how they relax and kick back after work. Whereas you're putting a lot. You're going and searching a concert from what year was it?
No, I can't remember.
But That's fine.
Yeah.
I'll go and do it. But on a Thursday morning before work, about to have my brekkie, you know what? Gee, that was good. I'm going to go back and... I don't think that's really comparable. I don't think it's comparable.
I would love to know how many people, based on this conversation, actually go, that's a great idea. I'm going to go watch Live Aid now. I reckon a few will.
I've got no issue with the content. No issue with Live Aid. It's great. I love Bohemian Rhapsody, that movie. That whole...
Don't worry about the movie. Watch the fucking real thing.
I know. I'm with you. I'm with you.
I love the movie. No, it's not about the movie. It's about
I agree.
the police at the start.
No, I know. I've got no issue with your, with you loving, Queen.
Because what did you... I texted you the other day.
I found that so funny.
What did I text you? I
mate.
texted you in the morning. I sent you a YouTube link to... Sting singing.
That is what I said this to someone the other day.
And you wrote, God, you're weird. That was
Did
your
I?
response. But I'm like, it's a song.
Did I?
It's a song and a cover that we've enjoyed.
No, I don't know why I wrote that. Because I actually
You spelt you're wrong. But
I told someone the other day, I said, God, one thing me and Dave, our friendship is we have the exact same taste in music.
Yeah.
That is something we enjoy.
and I thought, oh, this is a song we used to sing a lot. We used to walk around our house in Hawthorne going, hi, Chris.
Did I write God, you're weird?
Something like that.
I don't reckon I did.
You wrote something like...
I think I wrote ha ha ha.
Well, we'll find it later. But anyway, no, that's good. I've got a month and I'm going to...
Sorry.
I'm going to fire
You know
back.
what? I actually didn't mean this to be...
An intervention.
No.
No, it's okay. I'm confident. I'm comfortable with who I am.
Well, yeah.
So I hope no ladies have listened to this. Fucking hell.
But you're a quirky fella, D.
Mm.
And you're not afraid to admit it.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
No. See you at the outro. All right, guys. That was another good episode of dos&d Uncut for the month of... What month are we in? May?
Probably
No,
June.
June. So, yeah, we're recording this in May. And, of course, another great bunch of episodes prior to this. Do want to say a big thank you because I think, in fairness, we probably haven't spoken seriously about this and it's probably way too late in the episode to do so. But in recent times, we have had a large spike in followers.
It's being awesome.
And it's translating to downloads and listeners, and so we do want to appreciate. We want to thank everybody, welcome everybody. They probably listen to some interviews and they come and listen to this last hour and go,
apologies for the last hour.
What have I subscribed to? Hopefully you love it and go listen back to all the dos&d Uncuts where you'll find even more of that. But outside of that, we've got some. Well, I don't know if we can say this, but we've got some potential guests to work our way through a bit of a list.
Do we?
For the second half of this year.
Oh,
who
we've got a big list, actually.
Got a big list of potentials, and we just got to try and get them all in the studio and make it happen.
Tell you what, I'm loving the interviews at the moment. I mean, I don't know. I've loved every interview we've had on the show, but it just, when you can just feel a bit of momentum and
it's nice. It's this time of year.
I don't know, and just coming in here and having the boys, and it's just, I don't know, it's a good energy at the moment. So we love you guys, and that influx of followers and listeners. Yeah, we appreciate it. It's awesome.
That's all we really need to say.
Is that all we need to say?
And,
well, do we want to push the? Actually, one thing we probably should push YouTube as we like to do. So people forget you can go and watch the whole show. Yep. Because we get a lot of people downloading the show and listening to the show either on Spotify or Apple. But in terms of watches, depending on the episode, the numbers probably don't vary the same as the downloads.
Not even close.
So
honestly, not even close.
If you like, we talked about D, his quirkiness, and he likes to watch random things on YouTube of a night or of a morning. Go and go and have a look at all our episodes that we've had. You can watch every episode, and the production is
outstanding,
pristine.
Basically, too, whenever we've got guests on or the show, and we actually, whenever we're reacting to things, so when you hear noises in the background, when you can watch all this unfold. So you'll see the boys involved in this episode. I saw the camera swinging around. When anything's played on the screen, you get to see what we're reacting to. So make sure you go check that out. Outside of that, Dos, I've got a month to come up with a bit of a
stop practicing your vocal cords.
Counterpunch. I know, and I do have a song in mind. That I'm 2 months away now.
So I'm 3 months into the 6-month challenge of no alcohol, and you didn't think I could do it?
No.
And my punishment would be...
I still don't think you will.
Wow. Can't believe that.
I'm kind of hoping because I think it sounds like I'm going to have to go get my guitar. I'm thinking of getting singing
Well, my
lessons.
punishment was I'm going to have to sing a whole song but try my hardest because
It's not even going to be funny. It's just going to be...
Cringe.
It's almost cringe and awkward.
Yeah.
Fuck. But if you...
I would love to change it to you have to put Kiss makeup on or something and sing Kiss. That would be hilarious.
You want me to go Busker's Kiss now? It's Gene Simmons. Fuck it, I'll do it.
Oh, perfect.
No, actually,
Yeah. Well, everyone's heard it.
I'll go do it. I'll go do it. I'll go do it. But I get to pick which Kiss member I want to be.
Okay.
Might
yeah.
be Paul Stanley. Actually, I don't know. We'll go.
He's a bass player, isn't he?
No, that's Gene.
Gene? Oh no, he's a guitarist.
He's got the star, I think. Yeah. Anyway, see you next month.